Have you ever pondered the implications of the year 1920 on the Palestinian narrative? The year 1920, often overlooked in the annals of history, marked a significant turning point for the land that we now know as Palestine. Our journey begins with the conclusion of World War I. The world was in flux, with old empires crumbling and new nations taking shape. In the Middle East, the Ottoman Empire had collapsed, leaving behind a power vacuum. The League of Nations, the precursor to the United Nations, stepped in to manage these newly liberated territories.
منذ قرنين وأكثر والحركة الصهيونية المسيحية غير اليهودية ابتدأت قبل الصهاينة اليهود بالادعاء إنه فلسطين لا يوجد فيها أحد، شراذم بدو، شراذم فلاحين، لا يوجد شعب ولا يوجد حضارة، لا يوجد زراعة، والإزاء والأخبار أنه لا يوجد شيء في فلسطين يستحق الذكر. هذا سبق حتى مولد هرتزل هذا الكلام.
Britain was given a mandate over Palestine, sparking a series of events that would define the region for the next century. One of the first significant events of 1920 in Palestine was the Nebi Musa riots. These riots, which took place during the Muslim festival of Nebi Musa, were a direct response to the growing Zionist movement and the British control of Palestine. The violence that erupted during the riots led to numerous fatalities and injuries, highlighting the deep-seated tensions already present in the region. In the same year, the San Remo Conference was held in Italy, where the Allied powers made decisions about the fate of the Middle East. Unbeknownst to the people of Palestine, their homeland was being carved up at a table thousands of miles away. The conference resulted in the confirmation of the British mandate over Palestine and the incorporation of the Balfour Declaration into the mandate. This decision was a significant turning point, as it officially recognized the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine.
So by 1920, when the San Remo Conference was held, of course, that was also celebrated as an important victory on the basis of the Balfour Declaration promise, and also because the Zionists were working hard to ensure that the terms of the Balfour Declaration would be incorporated into the terms of the mandate itself. So that was a hugely important moment, and to be compared only with the UN decision in 1947 to partition Palestine into Jewish and Arab states.
Simultaneously, the Palestinian national movement was taking shape. The Palestinians, feeling threatened by the Zionist movement and resenting British rule, began to organize themselves politically. The year 1920 saw the establishment of the First Palestinian National Congress and the election of Amin al-Husseini as the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, a spiritual and political leader who would become a central figure in the Palestinian national movement. The year 1920 was a momentous year in the Palestinian narrative. It marked the beginning of British rule, the confirmation of the Balfour Declaration, and the birth of the Palestinian national movement. It was a year of political upheaval and violence, a year of decisions made in far-off lands that would have far-reaching consequences. As we delve deeper into the Palestinian story, it becomes clear that the events of 1920 were not just historical footnotes, but pivotal moments that have shaped the course of history. It is a reminder that even in the most turbulent of times, the actions of individuals and nations can leave an indelible mark on the pages of history.